Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It is G here. So I want to get into this discussion because I don't know. I'm gonna try and make it quick, but I wanted to talk about the new Nick Cannon show that's coming out where women compete to be his next baby mama. Guys, I feel like this show represents so many aspects of issues within in some of the social structures of black people in America that we have to discuss it. So guys, subscribe to my channel and let's have a little chat. Okay guys, if you have not heard, because I actually thought this was like a joke at first. So if you guys don't know, Nick Cannon is starting a show, kind of like a game show, where women compete to be his next baby mama. I've lost count of how many baby mamas he has at this point. I think he has like 13 kids and maybe 8 or 9 different baby mothers. And now they are creating a show. He is creating a show to have women compete. Now, oh my God, I don't even know where to begin with talking about this because this covers like his colorist ideas. It covers, it's sexist, it's misogynoir, it's misogynistic. It's all of these things wrapped up into one. But let's start talking about the very first thing. Most folks at this point have labeled Nick Cannon a colorist. And that's because he seems to only impregnate fairer skin to racially ambiguous types of women, which I feel like if they want it, great. But I think it speaks to like the people who actually talk about this in that respect, you know, of him being a colorist. Do they want to get pregnant by him? Because I feel like let the women who are safe be safe. Don't set him free on everybody, right? I was actually having this conversation with another woman a while ago, and she was talking about light-skinned and biracial women's attitudes towards brown or darker skinned women. And I was just like, for me, it's all a part of just the trauma of blackness and growing up in the United States especially, and the traumas that everyone deals with, right, in different respects and in different ways. And it's all wrapped up in a package of BS. But ultimately, what I told her was that, do you really think that the men who seek these women out because of their skin complexion are treating them any better than anyone else? Because I know plenty of women who are light-skinned or biracial, who are single mothers, who have to put their baby fathers on child support. They have the same problems once they've got that everyone else has. So they end up in the same predicaments as every other woman. They don't get royal treatment just because they're light skinned. They might get pursued more. They might get, I guess, the attention that some of these women are seeking or validation from male attention. But in the end, they're in the same position as everyone else. And these women who he has impregnated and left as single mothers are not vilified, though, are they? Not like the rest of single moms, because they are the women, however, that people think are desirable and, you know, socially, even though they are raising children on their own, because there's no way that this man with all of these kids is providing emotional support and mental stability for anybody involved.
Yeah.
He can provide financially, and that's great. And these women, I suppose, can find other men to, or other partners to provide whatever balance they need, and nannies and whatever. But ultimately, they're not in any better situation than anyone else. It's just amazing to me how there's so many men out here who worship and idolize men like Nick Cannon, but then demonize women for being single mothers, because this is exactly what happens in the poor world as well, in the average world as well. Men going out, impregnating several women, and then leaving the women to deal with and raise the children. Excuse that. Despite the fact that they shouldn't. I see, baby, thank you. It's not. That's for the table. So it's not like these women are getting a better deal a doggy. Other than the fact. Yeah, plates. Plates. He's very excited about setting the table. Anyway, I don't see these women in a better situation, other than the fact that they've had had children, had babies with someone who is financially wealthy, or rich. So that's the first thing. Another aspect of this is the general misogyny that now has become more and more prevalent in how Black folks are treating one another. And it goes, oh my God, this idea, and you're seeing it more and more now, that men are completely in their feminine energy and want women to pursue them for the sake of what? I have no idea. But they expect women to pursue them and, just to have a partner. Not necessarily to have someone who is going to add value in their lives, but just to have a partner, because they feel like they've pursued women for so long and not been able to achieve the types of partners that they want. They want women who, I guess, just want a man in the house to compete for them. Now, there is so much misogynoir that's happening in social media. No, grazie. That just watching it from a distance is disturbing. I know honestly, if me and my partner, if we don't make it, I'm done. I'm never dating again. Well, I'm not dating men again. So, yeah, no. But it's just too dangerous, really. But this is part of that. Like, this is actually putting on display and embarrassing women, not to even win a man, just his sperm. Just his sperm. He's not promising you anything else but, a lifetime of connection with him in exchange. I guess you get some child support. So he has to keep coming up with new ways to make money to support all of these children, right? Because he's not paying, cheap child support. He's not like these dudes out here who's like, oh yeah, I gotta pay $100 a month for my child. He's a multi-millionaire, so he has to be able to pay and to maintain lifestyles for a variety of homes. Y'all, this is like ridiculous. Now, let's talk about, it's really pretty. So yeah, the idea and what it's, gosh, and it also supports this ongoing effect of how men are reducing, and some women, because a lot of women who are male focused imitate how men treat women. So reducing women down to their basic functions of procreation and being able to have children. This is what this show is also doing. The fact that so many people have now adopted calling women females, which is basically that, reducing women down to their basic function of sex, right? Because anything can be female, not just women. Absolutely anything. And it just refers to them being able to have babies, basically. So now that women are now accepting this more and more, as a part of what's normal when it shouldn't be. And the truth, like, do we even know why and how this, like, this is not the first time that women are being reduced to their base needs. It's not, especially when you start talking about we start talking about black women in this way and constantly referring to them, or them as well, starting to refer to them as females. These ways of talking about black women especially are rooted in white supremacy. When our ancestors were enslaved and they were basically just workers and childbearers and they were being bred, they were just females. When they were doing experiments on our ancestors because they didn't believe they felt pain, they just needed a female. And this is why it is so problematic that so many folks are adopting these kind of ideas and language and continue to support and imitate like white supremacist ideologies, right? And like this is how it becomes attached to, how it starts to become a part of, you know, culture. And they don't even know where it came from. They don't know why they do it. They just do it. And it's sickening. Oh my God, it's disgusting. And, you know, it's funny to me because myself being, you know, in a interracial, quote unquote, multicultural, multi-ethnic, one of the ironic things about all of this is, you know, as a woman who is in a multi-ethnic relationship, interracial, whatever, people are always like, well, aren't you worried about being a fetish? Aren't you like concerned that this, I'm like, why is it that we only talk about fetishes? Yeah, baby. Why is it that we only talk about people being fetishized when it's black women with non-black men? But nobody talks about how much black men fetishize black women in general. And light-skinned women are a part of that fetishization. Like, what is this show doing right now? Is objectifying and fetishizing women in general. Now, I'm sure they'll have a few token brown-skinned girls on there, but we know what this is about. And so many men fetishize, you know, light skin, which is why these women think that they're above reproach in some cases, but ends up in the same situations that absolutely everyone else is in, and find out soon enough that none of that really matters. That if a man is going to objectify and sexualize you, he is going to objectify and sexualize you, and it has nothing to do with anything else besides him being a man and you being a woman, and that's what type of person he is. And I think it's hilarious. We never ever seem to talk about the fact that these men, especially if you start looking at how many men have made themselves millionaires. I mean, this show that Nick Cannon is having he's going to profit from objectifying women, from fetishizing his fetish on, you know, light-skinned, biracial, racially ambiguous women. He is putting that all on display, and it's another way that men, and especially black men with black women, get to financially benefit off of their bodies. And the women fall right into place and do it because society keeps saying you need to be objectified by men. But don't be a girl in a interracial relationship. They attack you constantly as though you are a fetish. When men fetishize women, full stop, period. But they never seem to care when men of color are doing it to women of color. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. It's the same objectification. It's the same sexualization. And it's accepted and seen as normal. Guys, I mean, I'm pretty sure this show is going to be very popular, especially among the target audience who want to see these women compete to be a baby mama. Y'all, I can't even. It's getting frustrating just to watch how this world is developing. I mean, I'm trying to raise boys who have feminist ideologies and support women, but I need women also to stop participating in such bullshit that it just makes it hard. It makes it hard because we know that there's going to be women who want to be seen and who want the attention, not just about Nick Cannon, but in general. And I mean, is the follow-up show going to be on HBO after dark and we get to watch them procreate? Because, I mean, you know they not doing it with a turkey baster. You know, it's just like, I hope I can't even imagine, like, the premise of it, I can't imagine a twist where in reality it would be a positive or funny or like any sort of thing that would make it not disgusting. Like, that's just, I can't think of a scenario where it's just like, oh, we're not really doing that. Because how many seasons of this show are there supposed to be? How many times are we supposed to watch women embarrass themselves to be someone's baby mama because he is wealthy? This is also just, again, going against so many things that men continue to say that they don't want. It's women who are primarily interested in them for their financial needs. Because why else would you want to have Nick Cannon's baby at this point? Why else would you want him to raw dog you? And I mean, y'all, my stomach is turning thinking about this. I'm so gross. Anyway, guys, I know you get what I mean, right? Let's talk about it in the comments and subscribe to my channel. I want to welcome and say hi to my new subscribers. I really appreciate you here on my journey. We're out here walking in these Milanese streets, but I gotta start thinking about lunch and other things. So guys, subscribe to my channel and ciao ciao for now.